Vulnerabilities. Symantec has looked at the public space of public websites, and what we're finding pretty consistently is that 78% of websites we look at either have a real deal vulnerability or at least a theoretical vulnerability, and what we're seeing is year over year growth. It's actually something that's iterating and causing a lot of concerns. And then 1 in 8 sites have a critical unpatched vulnerability. So it's something that there is a known solution for, simply applying a patch or doing something, tightening the website in some way, and the organizations are not doing it. So that public-facing website, really can create a lot of havoc if people are visiting your organization's website. So what I'd like to talk about here is something that Symantec calls the Francophone case. So there was a large multinational corporation out of Paris, and this is a combination of, because the really smart APT and other malevolent actors, what they're starting to do, like old school was what we call spray and pray. They would simply come in with kind of brute force, like attachments, and iterate through the directory of the company, Tim.Hatchell at Symantec and Kim. Like just basically go through everyone that they could find, and just try to get us all to click on the same thing. And users get security awareness training and things like that in their federal agency or in their corporation. Even home users, even kids are getting taught this at school, right? To be smart. So what's happening is spear phishing is getting more and more targeted, more and more granular. So maybe they find out some things about me. Maybe my LinkedIn profile or my Facebook. I'm a New York Yankees fan, so maybe they'll have something specific to something that I would say, yeah, there's a reason they're sending me this because it's something I trust or do business with, or it's just too good to not realize. Let's say I'm within the DoD space and they say, let's say Navy specifically, let's say there's a file attachment, a PDF that said, next generation Indian, the government of India's, the Indian Navy submarines have special sonar capability. Something very granular that I would, if I'm in that space, that I would want to read. And I'm like, well, I'm receiving this. The name of the SMTP address that sent it to me sounds legit. It's got a cool name. What the heck? And I open it, and that exploits get through. So really, what we're finding is the adversaries are doing a much better job of reconnaissance, where they're really drilling in, and when they're doing the spear phishing, getting the right person and getting them a link. So this is an example of social engineering coupled with spear phishing. So what happens is the employee gets an email with references a specific invoice, and it tells them to click on this. As soon as they get it, just a few minutes later, a phone call comes to that same user, because through the company directory they're able to get the phone number, and they say, hi, I'm so-and-so, I'm a senior vice president in the company. There's an important invoice, we need the service by this company done, and we need you to process this immediately because we're in arrears on our previous quarter's payments, and they're going to do a stop work. So I need you to stop what you're doing. I'm an executive right now. I need you to pay this. So they get the email, and then they have an executive call. It all seems pretty legit. So the user ends up opening it and making a payment. But what happens is, click on the invoice, and oops, I went too fast. And the payload's delivered. So a combination of social engineering and spear phishing. And I'll tell you, if you think about, I think a lot of people here are working in federal activities in DoD and such, and Navy, Navy Marine Corps. So one of the things that I think is a real concern for the federal space is the whole idea of an insider threat, but a lot of them are very noisy, like Manning and then Snowden later. At least they're doing massive exfil. But what if there's somebody, their mission is to be an insider, but simply kind of just do their job, be pretty, not doing lots of exfil and not mucking around with IT infrastructure. They're just plain vanilla worker. But maybe their job is to be that spear phishing attempt, and they're actually the ones who click on the link, and they have culpable deniability. They can say, hey, I'm sorry if I brought the house down, but the email seemed to make sense to me, and they may actually not get detected. So that's sort of the thing. But the whole idea, be careful of these complex attacks where the social engineering's been done exceptionally well, and the malware exploit's done well, and the adversary's really done their homework. And by doing their homework so well, they're able to it's not that old school spray and pray and kind of clumsy approach, but very tailored. Think of it like a cyber sniper. They really have their mission, and they know who to go after.